There was a sigh of relief late last year after the government came up with new measures to curb the rising cost of fuel by introducing profit caps. But about 5 months down the line, the government is finding itself in a very peculiar situation, doing exactly what it was trying to avoid, hiking the cost of fuel. But the question is today, is there a way out for the government? Kenyans had requested the government to consider suspending taxation as one way of taming the cost of the commodity. But removing taxes on fuel will leave the government in an economic dire strait.
Now, do we as Kenyans want the government to reduce tax and then we have to pay more for health, we have to pay more for education, our roads are not going to be repaired, and so forth and so on? Or would we rather suffer the burden of that tax and see our country get better infrastructure? I think that's a dilemma that we as a country have as individual people.
These are the taxes which are making everything move in this country: education, health, financing the implementation of the constitution or these commissions, free education, infrastructure. If you remove it, there will be a gap that will be noticed in terms of what the government can do.
Of the total revenue collection, about 10% comes from tax from fuel product and the funds directed to infrastructure development.
One of the things they can do is, if we are under a public enterprise dealing with oil, that will be able to set prices that do not include excess profits. That way the other can just allow it for free competition. Meeting after meetings have been held between the government and the private sector in order to try to come up with a way of addressing this situation. Volumes of documents have been written, many proposals have been floated. But one question is this: is the government addressing the issue of rising cost of fuel head on? Price caps have failed to deliver what they were meant to. The question is, what is the way forward?
The private sector believes that we should remove price controls, because when that happens, then you'll effectively find that the price of kerosene will come down in the areas that it's supposed to be.
Experts are in agreement that the government should address existing bottlenecks within the supply chain, which industry players says adds about 10 shillings on every litre of fuel. Well, the public is speaking. Their message is very simple. Do whatever you can, but bring the cost of fuel down. The question is the government listening? O'Brien Kimani for the news at 9.